The word narcissism has been thrown around a lot on our show because people are always curious. Am I dating a narcissist? Like people always think they're dating a narcissist. So the question is, how can you tell if someone you're dating is a narcissist or just confident? It's a great question.
I do feel like we get questions about narcissists all the time.
All the time.
We'll get them sent to us. There's probably at least one a day in the Facebook group. It's like the buzzword of 2020.
Because it places the blame on the other person.
Yeah.
And then if things don't go well, you just kind of think, oh, it's because they're a narcissist. A major difference between someone who's confident and someone who's a narcissist is how you feel around them. A narcissist will make you feel so little and unimportant and irrelevant. Mm-hmm. But someone who's confident wants to bring you up as well. Confident people want to influence the people around them. They want to lift as they rise. Narcissistic people tend to step on others to make themselves feel more important. And some other definitions of narcissism are people who have an inflated sense of self-importance, mm-hmm. who believe that they're superior to others, who are extremely judgmental, and people who are overly critical of others, because that's exactly the definition of stepping on others to bring themselves up. Mm-hmm. Now, I can see how the two can be similar in the fact that both people can be very solid in their presence. They can probably make a presence when they come into a room. They have a commanding vibe about them, and they seem to know exactly who they are. But I would argue narcissistic people are still very lost in their self-identity, mm-hmm. but they deflect by commenting and criticizing other people's journeys so that there's no focus on how lost they are. Confident people are they're more humble about the fact that I may still be a little lost, but I'm confident in knowing that and telling people about it.
I think another big piece of it too is, gaslighting always comes with narcissism. Oh, yeah. So if someone says something, and I think conflict's a good way to be able to spot the difference between someone confident and someone narcissistic, or whatever your definition of narcissistic is. I think how they react to you bringing something up tells all. If they mm-hmm. gaslight you and say, oh, you're being stupid by thinking this, or it's no big deal, kind of like belittling it versus being like, oh, I didn't realize this impacted you this way. That could take the same statement that whatever was made, and one way is more narcissistic and one way is more confidence. Yes. I think the other thing too, it's like confidence. Sometimes I love in this episode, we're going to go into it, but sometimes confidence, you think they have to be like loud and like boisterous person, like, command the room. And I think there is something called quiet confidence that makes it clear that, this is who I am. This is what I need. This is what makes me happy. This is what I can offer. I think all of that is very different than someone that's braggy or self-important. Yes. So I think looking at how that confidence shows up, and it may not be what you consider quote unquote confidence, the definition that we've been told all these years, but someone that has that silent confidence can be just as confident, if not more confident than the loudest person.
Yeah, you don't need to prove yourself. But if you have to ask this question, is the person I'm dating confident or narcissist? I would say you're dating the wrong person because they're making you feel belittled in some way.
I do think, though, we did talk to Dr. Diane on one of our past episodes of love bombing, and she said that only 1% of the population was a true narcissist. Yep. So I think, yes, it's a red flag if they're not making you feel a certain way. But I think before we jump and label a narcissist, maybe it is having those conversations and seeing what the reaction is. And if the reaction isn't what you thought, maybe they're just an asshole. I think she had a game like, are they a narcissist or are they just an asshole? And they're like your friend was saying with the, the running analogy, like we don't know where any of these people are on their journey. Maybe they're not aware of how they're coming off, or maybe they are fully aware of it. I think that's what that's the discovery that needs to happen as you're going through this stuff.